Well, hello and welcome to the Force Friday show where we discuss all things Star Wars. Stephen, we have an intriguing little headline for the show today in the midst of slightly disappointing headlines. But it's very quiet, Stephen. If I could somehow muster up a bit of tumbleweed drifting by in front of us, then I would do it. But it's windy enough, but we're in Scotland, we don't have tumbleweed, it's not dry enough here. But look, I digress, we'll get into this title before I dig myself a very deep hole in which I can't get out of. In the headline, Stephen, incidentally, it's all about Oscar Isaac talking about Star Wars Episode 9 being the definitive end of the 9-part Skywalker saga. He was speaking today, apparently, and he says it is the end of the entire Skywalker saga. Episode 9, 9 stories, this is a culmination of the entire thing, of what JJ has done, and the entire Lucasfilm film team is incredibly fulfilling. It's also special for us because you get to learn a lot more about things about these characters. So, what the hell do you make of that, Stephen? First and foremost, are you surprised? Are you absolutely shocked? Are you whelmed? Overwhelmed? Just whelmed? Underwhelmed? I don't know.
But of everything, really. I heard this. I heard this back in 1983 that the Skywalker saga was done.
Yeah.
I heard it back in 2005. The Skywalker saga was done. So, I think this time, in all seriousness, John, I think we're coming to the end of the line with the whole saga and that family.
To the end of the line.
Yeah. Listen, it's bound to happen. You know, the likes of Mark Hamill. I think he's now reaching 70.
67, I believe he is, Stephen.
You know, Harrison Ford's moved on to other things. You know,
he could still come back in a flashback.
Unless if they've got it in the can, then maybe. I don't think he's going to want to come back.
No, he's too busy with Indiana Jones, isn't he?
Yeah.
That franchise has been dead for 30 years in my book, so I don't know why he'd be so infatuated with that, but hey,
and Carrie Fisher has sadly passed away, John, so
she has, sadly, yes.
There's not much left in the tank as regards to Skywalker lineage goes, apart from Ben Solo.
Yeah, and that reopens up that whole debate, that can of worms, Stephen. Is Ben Solo a Skywalker or is he a Solo? Well, for me, the clue's in the name. Yeah. He's a Solo. Yes, he's off Skywalker.
Acts like a Solo,
yeah, he definitely does act like a Solo, without a shadow of a doubt. Although, in some ways, he does act like a Skywalker as well.
Anakin,
yeah, he's quite a... How shall I put it? Quite a whiny little bitch at times, and we have seen that with Anakin.
Yeah, there's a few temper tantrums in there, yeah.
Yep, he had a few temper tantrums of his own. He was a whiny little bitch, Anakin, as was his son.
I'm sure you are.
I'm sure you are, yes. Traitor! And things like that. Whiny. I love the guy. Look, I'm not going to slag Adam Driver. I love the guy. He is the most accomplished actor in this new sequel trilogy, out with Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac's a fantastic actor as well, but I think Adam Driver's definitely better. So I'm not going to slag him, I'm not going to slag the character of Ben Solo because I really enjoy it. It's my favourite, most complicated, most multifaceted character in this saga sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
But I'm disappointed that this perhaps could be the end, the definitive end of the 9-part Skywalker saga, Stephen. Not really, no, because the direction they're going off now, it's just the natural conclusion, the natural way they would do things.
I think the most important
thing... They're all meeting their end.
Yeah, the most important thing, John, is they get this film right. They tie all the loose ends up. They can't really leave any stone unturned now because this is it. It's done after that, well, according to Oscar
and that's
Isaac,
why,
you know.
Stephen, it is so actually uplifting to hear him say that what JJ and the Lucasfilm team have managed to accomplish is incredibly fulfilling. So that tells me that they've perhaps ended this on a high note, that they have given us a complete arc for the entirety of all the Skywalkers involved.
One thing, John...
Likes of Leia, she's going to get a fulfilling end.
Yeah.
Don't know how you do that with
just
I was
going to say that, John, and in regards to the whole plot as well, it's been, you know, predictably under wraps at this stage. Well, we get some leaks. We might get some rumours nearer the time, but at the moment, everything's very tight-lipped, and you expect that from a Star Wars film. Certainly in the case of Oscar Isaac, he does say he can't really speak on what is going to be happening in the movie, and I don't know where they're going to go with the film. That's what intrigues me the most, because for once, at the end of Force Awakens, we knew where they were going. We knew Rey was going to go and seek guidance from Luke Skywalker. We knew there was going to be this battle between the First Order and the Resistance, which was quite laughable in moments in The Last Jedi. That whole chase scene, it was terrible.
Slowest chase scene in history.
Yeah, it reminded me of that scene in Austin Powers with the steamroller. I went, no, went on forever. That's what it was like, and you just wanted it to end. But
strangely, Finn and Rose could go off for a little jaunt to Canto Bight, have a little gamble session, watch some alien greyhound racing, and then come back with obviously DJ. Stuttering Stanley Druggy, come back from that little jaunt to the other side of the galaxy, and the chase was still going on. So how did they circumvent this slow-paced, slowest chase scene in the world and come back? I don't know, Stephen. This is going to be. I'm going off that.
Yeah, but listen, that was all to do with fuel.
Yeah,
fuel, rivet and stuff. But listen,
we're going into Star Trek.
But what I mean by that is we knew where the Force Awakens was going into The Last Jedi. With this one, the ending to The Last Jedi still annoys me in the sense that it kind of wrapped everything up. The only thing that was left was a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, from the Resistance, yes.
And you would probably carry that on into a new trilogy or something like that, but try to condense everything into the one film now is going to be a
The Last Jedi felt like the finale of a trilogy in many ways.
But
because the big bad died, and then obviously the impetuous underling took over. So it kind of felt like something.
Well, I've had thoughts about that, you know, because I think a lot of people back in 2015, 2016ish, were thinking that Luke may survive the trilogy, or he may be killed off in the episode 9. I think that would have been worse if he was killed off in the last episode of the Skywalker saga. The feeling,
the way he went out, though.
Well, even if it was the same way he went out, because that's it, it's done, you know. And I think the feelings that we had after The Last Jedi we would have after episode 9, but there would be nothing there'd be nothing after it, if you know what I mean.
True.
So I think in that sense,
if his arc was handled correctly though, Stephen, and I felt he had a fulfilling arc as a whole, that it rounded off his character well, that we had a nice fulfilled life, that he'd also been the Luke that we've seen in the original trilogy, then he'd lived an eventful life, he'd done something obviously important, special, birthing a new era of Jedi, and then he obviously meets a natural conclusion at the end of the sequel trilogy, and I'd have been quite happy with that. But the fact that he was a bit of a failure, he's had the events in the original trilogy, there's a big blank, we don't know what's going on, but we do know that he started the Jedi Academy and it ultimately failed because of the turning of his nephew, obviously Ben Solo, into Kylo Ren. He destroyed it. So he destroyed all of his life's work. For all we know just now, he hasn't been married, he doesn't have any offspring, and then he dies. Kind of a
this is why
projecting himself.
This is why I think that Kylo Ren wouldn't be redeemed, John, because it would kind of pee all over Luke's.
I never thought of that.
That scene where he was talking to Leia about
unless though, Stephen,
he can't be redeemed. After what he went through with Anakin, and he sensed the good in him, he can't sense any in
unless
Kylo Ren.
That moment with him being schooled at the end of The Last Jedi awakened something within Kylo and maybe taught him a lesson.
I don't know.
And he learns from it.
I don't think so. Not with his reaction, John. He was absolutely raging when he discovered that it was just a decoy.
Yeah.
You know, he was absolutely. I think he actually shouted no or something. I can't remember. But he was absolutely fizzing at the end of it.
He was. But he's always fizzing, Stephen. He's a very angry young chap. You know, he's smashing his helmet up and then he's gluing it back with nice red glowy glue. But look, I digress. I shall round up this topic just by saying, Stephen, as you did say, I'm not surprised that it's looking like it's going to be the end of the Skywalker saga, because it's just the natural progression we've seen happening throughout this sequel trilogy since Disney got their hands on the property. It's just the direction we've seen it going. They've been killing off the legacy characters one by one. As we know, there's no real official Skywalker heir at the moment, out with Ben, who is the villain in the story, so he's definitely going to die. Whether he's redeemed at the end is really irrelevant for the continuation of the Skywalker saga. So I feel like it's a natural progression they've been going down. Whether I personally agree with it, no I don't, because I think the Skywalker saga is synonymous with Star Wars. You take that away, it loses something special. But look, I'm not the guy in charge. I'm not a Disney executive. I'm not Bob Iger. No. So I don't have a say in these matters. So what can I do? I would have kept Luke alive right through at the end. I would have gave him a son or a daughter and allowed them to carry the baton on into another saga. Another saga, another trilogy, or another different saga that should perhaps interconnected with obviously the lineage. But look, it's not to be. So I'm going to move on that note because I've not got much more to add to a very short and brief sort of a little what if could have been sort of a scenario, Steve, and it's all about Mark Hamill. He's posted something up, I do believe, on Twitter, and it's him saying...
Hamill himself,
Hamill himself, what a Han-Luke reunion might have looked like. Now this is from March 9th, Stephen, and it's obviously from his the day he got his star on the Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
And he hugged Harrison Ford. So again, he's just kind of a stir in the pot here, I feel. He's just having a little bit of fun with the fans. I think he likes doing that, Stephen. I don't know how much of it's him perhaps showing his true feelings, his true... obviously... I don't want to say disgust, that's a little bit strong.
Discontent,
discontent for the direction of the character and Star Wars in general. Or how much of it's him just playing with these fans and knowing that he can rile them up a little bit. I'm pretty sure Ryan Johnson won't appreciate it.
Well, he doesn't in that article.
Every time they do this, he's going to get shit.
He's got to re-explain himself every time. I think Mark Hamill's loving this. I think Mark Hamill's more bummed at the fact that that grievance scene was cut out.
It was an absolute
I think
joke.
it's on the extras of the Blu-ray, John.
It's a 45-second scene or something.
Yeah, but it hits home, you know. And I don't believe it would have killed the pace. I'm not a director though, so what do I know? I just liked the scene. I think it wouldn't have really taken you out of the experience that much.
And again, it's interconnecting the two legacy characters, these two good friends, throughout the two from one film into the other. He didn't have his chance to have his big reunion with him in The Force Awakens. This is his chance to grieve, and it's connecting with the character that's now gone. I don't think it would have disrupted the tone or the pacing at all, Stephen. If he had time to fit in these ridiculous attempts at comedy with Rey obviously slicing rocks and angering these nuns, these caretakers on Act 2. If he had time for the vaulting over the big giant crevice to fish, and if he had time for Mark to
that
be
mirror scene as well,
I
thought it was rubbish. Absolute garbage. They were trying to regurgitate the cave scene from Empire Strikes Back. It was absolutely...
I'm sure there was some powerful something going on there, theme going on perhaps. Stop looking into the past, stop looking at your parents, look into yourself. It's really fundamental all about you.
I think it's part of a cutscene as well, because we saw in the trailer when she came out of the water surface, Luke was standing watching over her. That wasn't in the final cut, so I don't know.
She shares a moment with Kyle also through the forced FaceTiming. But look, I can understand his discontent, his anger at obviously the direction and maybe not getting a reunion with Harrison Ford, but look, that's not Ryan Johnson's fault, first and foremost. That's actually JJ's fault, because he didn't want to handle the character. He didn't want to know about Luke. He felt he was just going to overshadow every other character.
And he had one shot with Harrison Ford.
And he had one shot with Harrison Ford, so you can't blame Ryan for that one, to be fair. Would I have liked to have seen a Han-Luke reunion? Yes, I would have, because I would have loved to have seen the three of them come together. Because ultimately, looking back in hindsight, Stephen, that was the only chance we had. But it must have been obvious to them that there was always an opportunity for one of them to perhaps pass away. I mean, Harrison Ford's crash landing planes into golf courses, so this is a guy that lives on the edge. So
and Millennium Falcon doors are shutting on him.
So I'd have grasped the chance to get the three of them together. But look, again, I'm not a director, I'm not a Disney executive, I'm not a producer. I'm not winning awards at the Oscars.
Even a flashback would have done, I think that would have served the fans.
And we may still get it, Stephen. In episode 9 there was talk that we could perhaps have a flashback with perhaps Leia looking Han, so
fingers crossed,
perhaps we will get it. But look, I'm going to move on, Stephen, because it's very short. It's really just Luke. I keep saying Luke, Mark moaning on Twitter about what could have been, and it's not been, so we're going to move on. As Kyle does say, you have to kill the past. So I've killed the past, I'm moving on to the future. And it's all about Matt Smith saying he's not going to be in Star Wars Episode 9 after all. Now, Stephen, when you mentioned this to me earlier on in the week, when I think we were discussing Matt, talking about his role for Morbius, obviously the living vampire on Movie Burner News. This was part of the same article where he confirmed that he wasn't in Episode 9 after all. He says to, I believe it was Emily Zemler, basically he's asked if he was going to be in Star Wars, and despite reports to the contrary, he says that as far as I can tell, I'm definitely not, and that was it.
It's a funny way of saying it though, isn't it?
As far as I can tell, I'm definitely not. Yeah, Stephen, we were discussing this before we came on. It's all very Bill Nye from, I believe it was season 3 of Wiedersehen Pet, where they ask him, he throws a big party at this recreation of this bridge, and I believe it's some Native American sort of whatever they call them, those big areas they have, and they ask, is Aunt Dec going to be here? And that wasn't in there at all, Stephen. It was in Sunderland or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Middlesbrough. But I digress. I'm getting off on a tangent. You ask Bill Nye's character, is Ant and Dec going to be here? And he says, well, I haven't heard it or not. And he gives that little snort thing.
It's exactly
very much like that. He's
thinking,
not really shutting the door. He's saying, well, as far as I can tell, I'm not. So I don't know what to make of that. As far as he can tell.
Why not just say no?
Yeah, I'm not in it. Yeah,
it just seems a very strange
way to say it. And they go on to say in the article, Stephen, that the studio never announced him being in it, so it's totally possible. I never realised that. I always took it as Holy Grail.
We talked about this in the audio days, didn't we, John? When it was rumoured, and I was convinced myself that it was confirmed. The only part of the article that wasn't confirmed was what he was going to be doing, and then the speculation started, the rumours about playing the flashback scenes or whatever for episode 9.
And
but,
it would have worked.
I still think, even if he wasn't playing that kind of role, I think it would have been interesting to see him playing some character in episode 9.
Absolutely.
I think he's a fine established actor. We've seen that in the likes of The Crown and, of course, Doctor Who. I just think, you know, he was in Terminator Genesis, and you know how that film went. And it was a shame for him, but I think it was a shame for everyone involved in that.
Amelia
film.
Clarke as well.
Yeah,
but she's been in a whole host of crap films. Look, I'm not downing Amelia Clarke, fantastic actress. Love her in Game of Thrones as obviously Daenerys Targaryen, and she was looked pretty damn good in the solo Star Wars story as obviously Kira. So not downing her, it was just that film. It was shite, and I didn't like that god awful paraplegic one where she fell in love with the paraplegic. Corny crap, it's not for me. But look, I'll not go down that road, Stephen, again, man.
Matt Smith,
yeah, we'll go back to Matt Smith. It's very brief though, it's a one sentence reply. It says no, I'm not in it as far as I can tell. But I like what they do down the bottom of this article, Stephen, Den of Geek, where they list off people who are definitely not in it. The likes of Eddie the Eagle Edwards, Momo, the long block from Tetris, Dave Bautista, Miss Marple, Seth MacFarlane. I'd like Seth MacFarlane to be in it. He's a funny guy. That's him that does the panels and stuff like that, isn't it?
Star Wars-ish as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he would. Yeah, but he could do it. He could fit it. He could put him in a Stormtrooper outfit. He's certainly bigger than Ed Sheeran, and he would fit in it a lot better. But I digress. I've not got much more to add, Stephen, have you?
I have got absolutely nothing to add other than I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed
because
as well,
I like Matt Smith.
I've never said that, Stephen. I'm disappointed too.
I think it would have been good for Star Wars. I think it wouldn't have hurt his career, even just a small part. Very much like Adrian Edmondson had a part. Even that would have worked well.
Stephen, I still can't believe when I've only seen The Last Jedi perhaps once or twice since I've seen it in the cinema. I went to see it twice in the theatres, and I've seen it twice afterwards. It's not a film I go back to very often, I have to say, because just the last 25 minutes or something is the best bit in the film, and the rest of it's all a little bit superfluous for me.
Yeah.
But Adrian Edmondson is in the first. He's in pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
But I still can't believe I miss him at the start of that film.
I missed him as well, no.
And I'm a big fan of Bottom and the Young Ones, so it's a guy I love tremendously. He's a very funny chap, and I miss him.
Yeah.
Every time I watch it, well, not now, but every time I watched it in the early days, first 2 or 3 times I missed him. I see him now. But look, I'm getting sidetracked again. Matt Smith, I'm very disappointed, Stephen. I have to say, I share your sentiments. It would have been a great opportunity for his career again to go off in a different direction and do something. But I do suspect that the Richard E. Grant character is perhaps what they could have done with Matt Smith, because he's English and he has to play a First Order Imperial, or I keep saying Imperial officer. And there's only room for one, and we've got Richard E. Grant, and he's another great actor, which I really enjoy. Oh, we're getting a trail there, Stephen, so I will turn that down. So professional. But look, I shall move on that note, because we're bringing up Aladdin, and that's going to bring up our next topic, which is all about Disney's new...
that was Will Smith. Yeah, sounded like him.
It's all about Disney's new Aladdin poster and the clear parallels with a certain Star Wars film's poster in them. Of course, talking about The Force Awakens, Stephen. And the parallels are absolutely clear. It's the same colour scheme, it's the same layout, same symmetrical, good and bad. The good's on the right hand side, the bad's on the left hand side. And we've got people already jumping on the bandwagon on Twitter and all the social media platforms and posting up pictures.
Jake H. Cunningham on Twitter actually flagged this up, John, in regards to both posters looking very similar, and they do. I think it's mostly the colour schemes more than anything, obviously. But then you get down a rabbit hole with the replies, because then there's another one with Spy Kids 3T as well. I didn't see that, and it's just
what is that?
Some dog.
Is that a dog?
Yeah. But listen,
it's amazing.
This seems to be the way. Removing the Aladdin poster away from the Force Awakens one, John, is that they seem to have done this thing with a lot of movie posters where you're cramming in as many characters as possible. You saw it in so many films around about 2015,
You saw it in the early thumbnails as well, Stephen.
Yeah.
The thumbnails were amazing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look at the early Movie Burner podcast thumbnails. Oh wow.
But listen, we're here to criticise these professionals, you know.
I've improved tremendously, Stephen. I'm owning up to it. I've done the thumbnails back in. And we've improved a little, I hope.
I think so, yeah. But listen, just going back, that seemed to be the theme. So I get where this chap on Twitter's coming from. Very similar.
Oh yeah.
A lot of funny replies to the tweets as well. But yeah, I mean, listen, somebody was going to pick it up. It's the same colour scheme. That's all I take from it.
Yeah, and just again, Stephen, the layout of the different characters as well. Obviously, they're kind of a sizable roles, not so sizable roles in the way they're being portrayed on the, obviously, the poster. We've got Jafar, is it? And he's taking up the same position as Captain Phasma in the Force Awakens one. You've got a whole host of things going on there. You've got the cityscapes. You've got Aladdin reaching out for the lamp, and it's not connected at all to the Force Awakens one because it's Stormtrooper characters line out. So I don't know why he even says that, Stephen. But yeah, I'm going to round this up because I'm gibbering away like just a little bit here, and just say there's clear parallels between the two. And also Disney have hired the same graphics designer. They should hire me. I'll do a better job. There you go, Disney. Pay me. But look, we'll move on in that note, Stephen, because I've not got much more to add to that. It's a very brief topic, and I went down a rabbit hole. It started off badly with me accidentally clicking the Aladdin trailer, and it went out even worse. So we shall move on to the final topic, Stephen, one which really does warm my little heart. It's all about Star Wars Episode 1 Racer being recreated in the Unreal 4 engine, and my God, it looks absolutely magnificent, Stephen. I looked at the short little trailer that's been posted up, and Jesus Christ, it looks absolutely magnificent. As I did say,
John, I
can't believe how improved the graphics are.
I would make the most of this trailer.
It's going to get hit with Disney. They're going to take it down. I just hope the guy who is responsible for creating, I hope he's recreated the game, because we have seen this before. They will take a certain game and they'll jazz it up. We've seen it, I believe, the Old Republic in the Unreal engine, and then it never sees the light of day. It's not playable. It's just for aesthetical purposes to show what the engine's capable of, how they can make the graphics so much better. So I hope this game's playable, and I hope he finds a way to release it, because I would pay money to play this game. I lost countless hours in my childhood playing this game.
Can Disney not employ this guy, no?
I wish they would, Stephen. I wish they would get this guy to create games instead of EA, because we may actually see some good games coming out instead of just Battlefront 1, 2, downloading 50 million different side characters and putting your money in after you've already spent on the full game. Loot crates and all that crap. Any decent game that shows signs of perhaps coming out, they can it and throw it down the road. So I would love to see this game coming out.
Back in the day, John, Nintendo 64 was it?
Nintendo 64 is what I had.
I remember you playing that, and I remember how accurate that game was in regards to the map of the pod racing we saw in the Phantom Menace. Every little rock and the dips in the road as well, where the Jawas were. Everything was in that. I picked it up when I watched you play that. I never had the game.
No.
I had some of the, I think I had, was it Rogue Squadron or something it was called? I had that for the PC. I had
Battle Commando or Republic Commando and
I had
stuff
Dark
like that.
Forces as well, which was a kind of Doom style game. That was back in the day when, what was it, LucasArts?
LucasArts,
They knew how to make a good Star Wars
game. They did. I mean, the top-down games, Indiana Jones games and stuff. Indiana Jones games, I should say. They created some magnificent games as well, Stephen. But look, you're right, Stephen. You put countless hours into this game in my childhood, my early teenage days as well. When I went back to it, just a whole host of different pod racers like Gasgano, Sebulba, and all the other ones, weird and colourful characters. It was incredible, just the detail, the different pod racers, the different maps, and just seeing the New Republic ships coming across and stuff like that. Amazing detail, and I'd really love to get my hands on this updated graphics version, because it's so clean, so sharp looking. It's 1080p. You actually mistook it for the actual Phantom Menace.
I thought it was scenes from the film.
It's such as the quality of the graphics. So really glad to see that there's fans out there really passionate about updating these classic games, because these are brilliantly crafted games. The sense of speed and just the reactions you needed playing it. It's just, it was magnificent. It really was a fantastic game. So we're not getting enough Star Wars games, so why not go back and rehash some of the older ones and give them a new lick of paint. Something right up my street. I really do hope this game comes out. But look, I digress, Steve. That's just going to round up this week's episode of the Force Friday show. If you've enjoyed it, comment below and let us know what you thought about all the variety of different topics we touched upon. Let us know your thoughts on us, and we can always improve.
Yes.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back next Tuesday with Box Office Chat. If you're liking this video, then why not check out our other content on our channel. Every Tuesday we break down the top 10 films in the UK on Box Office Chat. Every Wednesday we discuss the latest entertainment news on Movie Burner News. Every Thursday we chat about the latest movie reviews from our writing team on the Blog Rundown. And we wrap up the week and get ready for the weekend with the Force Friday show, where we discuss the latest news in the world of Star Wars. If you're liking the content we are putting out, then do subscribe to our channel by hitting that subscribe button and click the bell to receive alerts.